Hi guys, and welcome to another creepy stories on a stormy night. Here I am sitting in this tent in the middle of the night, in the middle of Wales, and the rain, as you can hear, is pouring down. It's a lovely, dark, stormy night. Before we get started, guys, make sure you leave a like, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you turn on all notifications so you know when I upload a new video. Now, today's story is called the Escort, and this happened not too long ago actually. There was a guy whose name was Doug, and he was a very lonely guy, never had many friends when he was a kid, bit of a loner, and he'd been living on his own in this apartment for about 3 or 4 years. So he never really went out, never really had many friends, just sort of work colleagues and things, you know. Just a really shy guy, nothing wrong with him. It was his 30th birthday. He went into work and a few people had got him like birthday cards and things, you know, the people he worked with. And he said, "Oh, thank you so much," you know, he was really appreciated it. And went home that night and thought, I'm gonna do something special for my birthday. As a joke, one of his work colleagues said, "Well, what are you gonna do for your birthday, Doug? Why don't you hire an escort, mate, and go and have a whale of a time?" So Doug just laughed and he went, "You know, yeah, maybe I'll do that." Anyway, so he went home that night and he sat there and he's thinking about it, and he's thinking, you know what, I'm gonna take an escort out tonight, I'm gonna do it. So he's gone online and there's all these escort agencies, you know, and they're all proper agencies. They're like, you know, Diamond Escorts and Heart Escorts, you know, whatever, all escort agencies. But then all of a sudden, as he's scrolling down, something catches his eye. There's this picture, and it says underneath the picture, "Cleopatra, Queen of Egypt, will make all your dreams come true." So he's thought to himself, well, that looks interesting. So he takes down the number and calls the number. The phone rings a couple of times, and then all of a sudden someone answers it with the most smoothest voice you can imagine. And she says, "Hello," and he says, "Is this Cleopatra? I saw your ad." And she said, "Oh, hi." Yeah, she said, "Well, what can I do for you, you know?" He said, "Well, to be honest, it's my birthday answers it, and standing there is this woman. She's about 5'10", long black curly hair, light brown eyes, dark skin, full lips, absolutely beautiful. He said, come in, he said, like, would you like a drink? He made her a drink, got her a glass of wine, and they sat down, had a little chat, drank the wine. He said, would you like to leave now? We'll go to the restaurant. So Cleo said, yes, please, let's go. So he's called a cab. The cab's turned up and got in the cab and was driven to this restaurant. They get to the restaurant, the waiter comes up and he says, oh, hello sir, would you like to order? He goes, oh yes please. He says, I'll have steak and chips and mushrooms with peppercorn sauce, and for the lady, and she ordered like a chicken salad, and they ordered a couple of glasses of wine, and they're sitting there and they're talking and they're getting on really well, and she's talking and they're laughing and joking with each other, and they're getting on really well. So they finish the meal and drink the wine. It's been a wonderful evening, and he says, I'm gonna go home now. He said, thank you for your company. He said, you've been absolutely amazing. He said, you really are stunningly beautiful. She goes, thank you. She goes, you know what? She goes, you're a really nice man. She said, normally I don't go home with anybody. She said, and if I do, I charge them extra. She said, but to be honest, she said, you're such a lovely man. She said, if you want, I'll come home and spend the night with you for free. So Doug can't believe his luck. He says, really, are you serious? And she says, yes, I'm serious. He goes, okay. He goes, great. He said, that's awesome. So they leave the restaurant. Doug calls a cab, gets a cab. They go back to his place. He goes back and he offers Cleo a glass of wine. He says, would you like a glass of wine? She said, yes. So he pours 2 glasses of wine. He goes, I'm just going to quickly go to the bathroom. I'll be back in 2 minutes. She said, okay, no worries, take your time. He goes to the bathroom and then comes back and he picks up the wine and he goes, cheers. He goes, you really are so beautiful. Takes a sip of the wine. After he takes the sip of wine, everything goes black. Then all of a sudden he opens his eyes and he is absolutely freezing cold. And he's in his bathtub that's full of ice. He's shivering and freezing from the cold. He thinks, oh my goodness, what has happened? He goes to pull himself up from the bathtub and then has this excruciating pain down his bottom right side of his body. He manages to get up out of the bathtub, and when he looks in the mirror, there is this big long cut going along the side of him that's been stitched up. Turns out this escort had drugged him the night before and removed his kidney to sell